Good morning, students. We are studying a chapter, The Making of a Scientist, in which we are studying about Richard Ebright, that how he has become a good scientist. From the beginning, from his childhood only, he was attracted towards science, and he maintained his interest till his young age, and he became a scientist. So up to here we have studied, and today from here we will study. Ebright's project was to see whether in fact birds would eat monarchs. He found that a starling would not eat ordinary bird food. It would eat all the monarchs it could get. So the behavior of starling was different from other birds. Starling used to eat all the monarchs it would get. So Ebright said later research by other people showed that Viceroy probably do copy the monarch. This project was placed first in the zoology division and third overall in the county science fair. So here also he has got prize. In his second year in high school, Richard Ebright began the research that led to his discovery on an unknown insect hormone. So when he was in high school, second year, he began the research, and from that research he discovered an unknown insect hormone. He discovered an unknown insect hormone. Indirectly, it also led to his new theory on life of cells. So, indirectly, because of the discovery of that hormone, he also led his new theory on the life of cells. The question he tried to answer was simple. So, what was the question on which he was researching? What was he trying to prove? That was, what is the purpose of the 12 tiny gold spots on a monarch pupa? So, he was supposed to find out the purpose of 12 tiny gold spots on a monarch pupa. That why there are those tiny spots on monarch pupa. Everyone assumed the spots were just ornamental. So what everyone was thinking, that these spots are just for beauty, ornamental. Ebright said, but Dr. Ograd did not believe it. So, according to the Dr. Ograd, it was not just ornamental. To find the answer, Ebright and other excellent science students first had to build a device that showed that spots were producing a hormone necessary for the butterfly's full development. So, if they want to prove this, if they want to get the answer, what they were supposed to do? They were supposed to make a device from which they can see, or from which they can show that what these spots are doing. These spots are producing important hormone for butterflies development. This project won Ebright first place in the country fair and entry into the International Science and Engineering Fair. So now he got first prize. There he won third place for geology. He also got a chance to work during summer at the entomology laboratory of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. So many achievements he has made through his project. He has got a chance to do research in a well-known army laboratory during summers. In his senior year, he went a step further. Now, earlier he was in second year, now in the senior year, he went one step forward. He grew cells from a monarch's wing in a culture and showed that the cells would divide and develop into normal butterfly wing scales only if they were fed the hormone from the gold spots. So now he cleared it. He grew cells, and he showed that these cells, they develop proper wings if they are fed on hormone, that hormone from gold spots. That project won first place for zoology at international fair. So this project was also a success, and it brought him first place. He spent the summer after graduation doing further work at the Army Laboratory and at the laboratory of the US Department of Agriculture. So afterwards also, after his graduation also, he spent his time is in working laboratories in summers. The following summer, after his freshman year at Howard University, Albright went back to the laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and did more work on the hormone from the gold spots. So afterwards also, in the following summer, when he was a fresher in Howard University, he went back to the laboratory of the Department of Agriculture and he worked more on the hormone from the gold spots. So he was using laboratory instruments. He was able to identify the hormone's chemical structure. So laboratory instruments are quite sophisticated. They were quite able to carry on these kind of researches, and he got to know the hormone's chemical structure also. A year and a half later, during his junior year, Albright got the idea for his new theory about cell life. Then afterward also, when he was in the junior year, he has got a new idea for his theory about cell life. It came while he was looking at X-ray photos of the chemical structure of a hormone. At that time only, while he was observing X-ray photos of the chemical structure of a hormone, at that time he realized that he has got a new idea. When he saw those photos, Albright did not shout, Eureka, or even I have got it, but he believed that along with his findings about insect hormones, the photos gave him the answer to one of biology's puzzles. When he got the answer, when he proved his theory, at that time he did not shout like Eureka and I have got it. He did not shout these things, but he believed that he has got something that is going to solve the biological puzzles of that time. How the cell can read the blueprint of its DNA. DNA is the substance in the nucleus of a cell that controls heredity. It determines the form and function of the cell. Thus, DNA is the blueprint for life. He has got it. That it's the DNA only which is going to decide everything, every trait, every heredity. So students, up to here we will study today. Other things we will study in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day. Revise the chapter thoroughly.